Alright, got myself a new toy. Got some auto tracking going on today. Nice, I like it. This will come in very handy for shooting videos coming in the future. I think it'll be quite awesome. Stay tuned, amigos. Good evening, guys. Tonight I'm gonna do some more metal dressing because, oh goodness, we all know they need to be cleaned up something fierce. So here's what's going on. As you can see, I've got quite a bit of it to do up in here. It's a bit of a mess, so I'm gonna grind that flat, make it pretty again, and probably deal with the rest of this good stuff here. So, without further ado, let's get started. And now you can see that turned out pretty well. Alrighty guys, I managed to get the rest of the metal finishing done on this machine here yesterday, so that turned out pretty sweet. Pretty happy about that. I'll flip the camera here. Oh god, that's a fail. All done up. It's been cleaned. It's all good. And that's been cleaned up. As goes for the other side there. Over here. And going up on the other pillar on the other side. So now I'm at that point where I need to start fixing where the brackets are for the upper and lower control arms on the right hand side. When my suspension got ripped off, it literally took the hole that the bolt goes through for all that stuff and it stretched it and it made a freaking mess of things. So what's going to end up happening is this. Down here, and you can see those are my mounts for my lower control arm. This one here is not that bad. And it's a little bit rounded out, which isn't the end of the world, but you know, it's okay. And that one following it right here, that's okay. It appears that these two are actually in good shape as well. And you can see up top, that is not freaking good at all. But I've actually got it slotted out enough that you can see there is, I'm sorry it's just so shaky, a little bit of metal that needs to be replaced in here so I can get that rounded out properly. And this guy over here is even worse. As you can tell, it is all sorts of hokey over there. That is not supposed to look like that. That's supposed to be a round hole. And to really exaggerate how much that got messed up, it looks like that. So that's bad. We got to fix something. We got to do something about that. For comparison, you can see here and up there, that's how round those are supposed to be. So I'm going to have to take the time to restore that to look the way that it's supposed to. Okay, so I know that this sounds silly, but I don't actually have a decent enough torch here to get enough heat to heat this steel. Mike and I have got a torch here that we were using. It was a propane one. It doesn't generate enough heat to move or to warm up the metal enough that we'll actually be able to move it when we heat it up and try to pound it back flat again. So with that said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try using my TIG torch to concentrate a lot of heat exactly where I need it, and hopefully that will give me the motivation that the steel needs to get it straightened back out to where it needs to go. Guess we'll find out. So just to clarify what's going to be happening here is if we're looking at this, you can see that it's all sorts of wonky, obviously, with a hole. This has a little bit of a wow in it. This is still pushed down, and this is pulled out. There's a curve going on right in here, because this is pushed in way back here. So what I need to do, using this file here, sorry, you can see how much that needs to move. Right where my thumbnail is, you can see how much is pushed in. It's supposed to be flat like that. There's a little bit of movement that needs to happen before I'll be happy with that. See how this works. I'm going to want to have this set up in a way where I take my hammer here, this nice flat edge on it, and I'm going to want to utilize that to get some nice pressure on the backside of where this low spot is. Kind of like so. Hopefully you guys can kind of see what's going on here. Where it's touching right there is where it's pushed backward that way. And if I can heat that up with my TIG torch to get this cherry red, what I'll be able to do is get in behind this with a hammer, double up with another hammer, start whacking it this way to force this back out. Okay. Definitely coming. Okay. Holy hell. That's just about there already. That's freaking cool. This is now nearly straight. So what I need to do now is push this high spot here. You can see the file's teetering on it. This has to go that way. Okay. Which way do I need to go? Alright, so you can see here that has been all nicely done. And I have gone ahead and welded and ground out on the inside here. It's very difficult to do, I might add, when you've got no room to get your tools in there. So now I'm officially to the point where I can actually start getting this thing ready for paint. Hopefully I'll be able to get started on that here in the next week or so. I basically have to start pulling this thing down so I can start stripping all my parts and changing all the red parts to blue. So with that said, I hope you guys like what you've been seeing, and if you like it, let me know in the comments below, and we'll catch you in the next one.